Welcome to my channel. Here history is told as it truly was, slow, human, emotional, and shaped by choices, fears, and ambition. The assassination of Julius Caesar was not a sudden act of violence. It was the final breath of a dying republic, a moment created by decades of political tension, social inequality, and the slow collapse of trust in Rome's institutions. To understand why Caesar was killed, the story must begin long before the Ides of March, in a Rome that was already tearing itself apart. In the 1st century BCE, Rome was powerful beyond imagination, yet deeply unstable. Wealth from conquest flowed into the hands of a few elites, while ordinary citizens struggled. Veterans returned from war to find their land taken. Politics had become brutal. Elections were influenced by violence and bribery. Laws were no longer sacred. Power belonged to those who could command loyalty, not those who defended tradition. Julius Caesar grew up watching this broken system. He learned early that survival in Rome required courage, charm, and strategic alliances. Caesar was not born the strongest or richest man, but he understood people. He spoke directly to the masses, promised reform, and made himself indispensable. Every step of his rise increased both his popularity and the fear of the Senate. When Caesar formed alliances with Pompey and Crassus, Rome entered a new era. The Republic still existed in name, but real authority had shifted into private hands. Caesar's victories in Gaul elevated him beyond politics into legend. His soldiers adored him. His name carried weight across the empire. For the Senate, this was terrifying. An army loyal to one man meant the Republic was already lost. The moment Caesar crossed the Rubicon, Rome's fate was sealed. Civil war destroyed any illusion of shared power. Caesar emerged victorious, not because he wanted destruction, but because Rome had made conflict inevitable. Once he returned as the most powerful man alive, the question was no longer whether he ruled, but how. Caesar believed stability required reform. He passed laws to help the poor, restructured debt, expanded citizenship, and centralized authority. But in doing so, he sidelined the Senate. Many senators were no longer decision-makers, they were observers. Their fear was not only political, it was personal. Without power, they were irrelevant. When Caesar accepted the title of dictator for life, it shattered Rome's most sacred promise. The Republic had been founded on the rejection of kings. To many senators, Caesar was becoming a monarch in everything but name. Rumors spread. Whispers filled the halls. Symbols mattered in Rome, and Caesar's symbols screamed permanence. Cassius believed Caesar had to die. Brutus believed Caesar's death would restore liberty. Each conspirator justified murder as duty. They did not see themselves as traitors. They saw themselves as Rome's last defenders. Yet none of them truly understood the world they were destroying. On the Ides of March, Caesar ignored warnings. Perhaps he believed his popularity protected him. Perhaps he believed fate could not touch him. When the attack came, it was chaotic, desperate, and deeply human. This was not a clean execution. It was fear unleashed. Caesar's death did not bring peace. It brought shock. The people did not celebrate. They mourned. Rome did not rise in defense of the assassins. It turned against them. Mark Antony's words ignited fury, and the streets filled with anger and fire. The conspirators fled. Brutus, the man who believed himself noble, would die in despair. The Senate never regained authority. Civil war returned, stronger than before. Caesar's heir, Octavian, would become Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. The assassination of Julius Caesar was meant to save the Republic. Instead, it proved the Republic was already dead. One man fell, but the system that created him collapsed forever. Power did not disappear. It concentrated. Caesar's story endures because it reveals a timeless truth. When institutions fail, individuals rise, and when fear replaces dialogue, violence follows. The blade that struck Caesar did not restore freedom, it buried it. History does not judge Caesar as a villain or a hero. It remembers him as a turning point. A man shaped by his time, destroyed by the very system he tried to reform. If this story helped you see history differently, more deep, real, and human stories are coming next. Thanks for watching.